Hey friends, it's Joe from DadBod. Today it's around 8:52 in the morning as opposed to my normal 5 a.m. workouts. I just was running late, dropped the kids off at school, and I really don't want to exercise today, but I'm going live for mutual accountability, so hopefully this will work out. Today's like 185 of my fitness journey, and I don't know, it's like 42 degrees outside or something. So let me pop you on my head. Actually, before I pop you on my head, let me change scenes really quick to this one. I'm going to try to get myself in the mindset that we're going to exercise today. My shirt is very fitting. I didn't even notice that. Not today. It's terrible. It's terrible, the things that motivate me. Alright, let me get my green screen pulled up, and I'll pop y'all on my head. We'll go for an adventure. It will be fun. Let me see if I can find green screen background. Cool background video. Alright. That should work. So, friends, I have to set up for the workout. Sorry, I got distracted from it. So if you're watching this after the fact and actually want to like exercise with me, which is a totally great idea that you should do, just fast forward until I start actually moving weights around and doing things that are good for me. You might have to wait a minute. Alright, get my head. Let me edit this sheet. So this is comparing where I was at about 130 days ago. So now we're on day 185. We need a new demotivation of the day. At that time, it's just imagine, what if the workouts got easier instead of harder over time? Oh my god, I love that. That's it. So we got goblet squats, centric single leg squats. I don't fully remember what that means. Bent over dumbbell rows. I can do the single arm dumbbell rows. Ew. Got back-to-back rows. Strict press. Kind of remember what that is. Floor W's. Alright, well, let's see what we can do. So we gotta clean the floor, grab a snack. There's a whole host of things we have to do if there's any hope of us exercising here. On top of it being the start of a work day and me feeling like I need to do other things. But sometimes, not always, sometimes you just have to make life fit, okay? And this is a make life fit kind of moment where I'm just gonna choose to do, oh, did I change my thumbnail? Well, if I didn't, it's probably still on laser cutting, which doesn't, come on. No, that's not the right thumbnail. Oh no, it's the right workout, but it's the wrong thumbnail. Oh, it's a good thumbnail, it's clickbaity. I don't like doing clickbait, I'm better than that. Let me fix that really fast. People come in for laser cutting and they're like, what the heck? Yeah, let's edit that. Come over here, change the picture. We want lifts. Alright, keep that doing its thing. Come over here, make that big again. Alright, let's try to get set up as quickly as we may. I may grab a very small snack. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Epic? We have to get this all out of the way so we can exercise. That's kind of the first mission. I may grab a very small snack just to like get myself moving, maybe a banana. I've been up since 4. What's nice though is I did edit all of my content for the week. Finally finished that. It always takes me a little bit longer than I think it should. Ew. That's not much of a snack at this point. Now, we're going to do what I call a lazy clean, where we basically just kick all the crap out of the way so we can exercise. But Epic, how are things in your world? Anything exciting going on? Haven't talked to you in like a day. It's been a while. The title of today's workout is I don't want to work out, and it is 100% true. I don't want to do it. I'm sore, I'm tired, I'm running late. That's the biggest one. Like, dude, out of all the demotivators, and there's a lot that any person can get hung up with, running late for other life commitments, at least for me in adulthood, is one of the biggest, like, saps of resolve. Where it's like I could feel like I'm almost good to go, and then I'm like, oh, well, I have this meeting at 4 o'clock that I have to prep for, and I have a training I haven't completed, and there's still that book I need to finish reading for grad school by tomorrow so I can write the paper, but I have to pick up my wife from the airport today. And then tomorrow she's got an OBGYN appointment because we're expecting a baby, and I probably have 2 meetings that overlap with that. And I get to figure out how to juggle, but I still want to take her out for a meal, and then I have to drive back, and I got to pick up the kid. It's like, dude, you're like a day and a half beyond what this requires, but it's enough to demotivate me from exercise. Here we go. This will get us moving the right way. One singular piece of trash. Better to do trash before a workout than after. Jalapeno. But my wife's been out of town for going on 9 days, and both me and the children are alive. So I would call that a massive success. So seriously, what we're gonna do, just get like the Swiffer, although in Japan they're called Quickles. It like always makes me smile every time I say it. Oh, let me go grab my Quickle. I'm just gonna push all the toys away so I can work out. Singular mission. Shouldn't have eaten that piece of pizza. I'm 2 bites in and I'm like, oh, do we want another piece of pizza? How does pizza work like that? It's magic. All right. So good. Oh my goodness. I rebelled against Domino's pizza for so long. It really is the lesser pizza when it comes to choices in America. And in Japan, actually. I found a good Chicago-style pizza place. But it's their spicy pizza. It's actually pretty decent. Like, it's got, what's it got in it? All kinds of things. It's got pepperonis. It's got sausage. It's got jalapenos. And then if I pay an extra like $4, they take an entire piece of string tree cheese and wrap the crust around it. I think an appropriate portion of it is like, I don't know, 1/5 of a slice. Just kidding. We all know that's not realistic. Had a little bit of a play date yesterday, didn't fully recover. All right. So close. So close to working out. It's gonna be great. Dude, I'm gonna be so productive at the end of this week. You have no idea, okay? My wife's in town. That's it. But then I'm also like, maybe I shouldn't have that expectation. That's not a fair expectation for her or for me. It's like, well, why would you say that, Joe? It's like, well, your wife's 6, going on 7 months pregnant. She just did a 13.5-hour flight from Chicago. She's probably gonna be jet lagged, sad, happy all at the same time, because that's what pregnancy does to the the female brain. This is my breakfast, I've decided. It's pre-workout pizza. This is like when you entertain a whole bunch of people, you feed them garbage. I have a whole bunch of broccoli and salmon and good choices over here. Let's see if that's my job. Did they find me? Be like, yeah, finish the workout. Pre-workout pizza's a win. All right. Closing our magic curtain things just to kind of sheath the light a little bit. It's kind of intense. Oh man. Well, one of the reasons I'm not looking forward to this, and I've just been a little sore, a little twisted up this morning, and I chose to put my 4 a.m. brain power on a final edit. Do. Yeah. Discord. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why I threw it over there. I don't know. I don't know if this pre-workout pizza is a good choice or not. go. Yeah. 9 o'clock if we work out. Done working out at 10:30. Shower 11. Eat lunch. Do my training. Make my PowerPoint. Still have to read a book. Write a paper. It's optimistic Joe though. Now I'm like, do I really have to write that paper? Probably write that paper. Probably should think about writing that paper. This is me being stubborn and saying no. I'm not missing a day. Even if I have jalapeno breath, we will exercise today. Even if we're in the for better or worse stage of the day. Make everything else fit as it needs to. This feels far away. Yep. Thought it'll work. It might be too much. Let's pump it louder. Move a couple pushy button things. We will be ready to start to exercising. It will be great. Maybe. Yeah, please. Ooh. Jalapeno's getting me. I'm excited to see how this all turns out. And what I mean by all is this workout. Oh man. I don't know what to do today with the rest of my day. What is that? Black eyed peas? Where did that come from? green screen out. That banana was nasty. Yeah. I was like, why is so much of it black? That's not what a banana should look like. Yep, hit the why not. That's way behind on YouTube. All right. So once that's uploaded, we just got to get our little mic on, and we're ready to multi-stream. Possibly. Go, puffy, puffy. Grab this. All of the things. It's amazing how many steps I've added to this process. You're supposed to eliminate complexity from your setup. Mine's like, but what if it was harder? What's going on over here, y'all? TikTok, go away. Alright. So, TikTok's almost done. I'm gonna set this up on here. Set up DadBod lift time, that's about right. What? Definitely did that wrong. It's the first time I think I've ever done it that wrong before. I still think this thing's magic sometimes. No. Vitality, 7%. Let's check our battery on YouTube. 66%. All right, now break, and then we will start everything. No, 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 no. Whoa. Bum, 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 bum. Let's give it up for a very special guy in this town. Don't be right now. Halloween. Halloween. Pre-workout time. Dum bum 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 ba da dum bum bum bum. 9:30 start. Done at 11. Make breakfast. Work at 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's perfect. Even with some irregular counting. Got a whole fridge worth of food for my wife and children. That's always a win. Let's see if we can fix my back today. That's the main goal. Fix the back. Bring it back to life. Had a little bit of discomfort. A couple things felt wrong. Emiko kicked me out of my bed this morning. A little stinker. Had pre-workout pizza for breakfast. Like we're off to a strong start here, friends. I think we're gonna kill it. Maybe. But hi TikTok, hope y'all are doing well. We're gonna work out today. And YouTube, hello YouTube. Everyone's here. The only place we're neglecting is Twitch, which wouldn't be that hard for me to include, but yeah, it's okay. Keep them on the sideline. Hope you're doing well. Not particularly excited to work out, but I'm gonna do the best we can. Hey, thanks for the likes, friend. Appreciate it. Not sure how this is all gonna work out, but we're gonna try to stretch and lift weights and like be healthy and stuff. I have aspirations of fitness. So we shall see. But I am late tired. It's late for me. It's like 9:20 in the morning. The later you stretch into the day, the harder it is to press start. I swear I saw you at Dollar Tree yesterday. Which one, Luke? Let me know. It's a possibility. It's a very low possibility, as I'm based in Tokyo. But in Tokyo, we have what are called hyakuen stores, which means like one hyakuen is 100 yen, which is about $1. So they have hyakuen stores. Are we ready to work out? Everyone excited? I know I'm just absolutely thrilled to exercise today. There's nothing I would rather do with my time right now than struggle and sweat. It's just like exactly what I want to do. 10 out of 10 for fitness. Luckily, there's no good shows out, so I don't have any distractions from that front. But yeah, anyone lurking? My name's Joe. Welcome to the Friends in My World. As I raise almost 4 kids in Japan, we're at 3 and 8/10, 4/5. How long have you been in Tokyo? Good question, Girth. We've been based out here for... How long have we been out in Tokyo? It's really... That's the right question. In March, it'll be 2 years. So we're going on 1 year and like 8 or 9 months. So edging up towards 2 years as a family, which has been really cool. How long have you been where you're at, Girth? All right, we're almost ready to suffer. Once I get all of this in my system. Yes, I moved for work. So I work for Johnson & Johnson on surgical robotics, med tech, innovation kind of stuff. So I came out to Japan to connect with Japanese clinicians, understand their unmet needs. Sorry, I'm very sore. And find new opportunities to develop new technology. So it's been a pretty cool mission. I've been leading a team of engineers in the US and then connecting with surgeons a lot. I would get a horrible bellyache drinking all that so fast. It's just C4. It's 1 scoop. It's a baby scoop. It does make me itchy though. So I wonder if I'll get a heart condition or something from it. It says it's normal. I don't know if you should drink stuff that makes you itchy. It just doesn't seem natural. Encourage our viewers to share your live and invite more. Oh, I thought someone wrote that. 27 years, born in Florence, Italy. Live in Ohio. That is a massive downgrade. I'm so sorry. Why did you end up in Ohio? What did you do wrong? It's from Beta Airlines and C4. That is it, the Beta. Yeah, that's right. House in Japan, small, that looks like a good... my heart's in Florida. Yes, this is a very strange house for Japan. Normally homes are very compact and functional. We got a relocation stipend from J&J to provide for our family, which is pretty big. So we ended up with a 4-bedroom home in central Tokyo, which is quite rare. Your parents, so what did your parents do wrong? Born in Florence, Italy, and then they're like, nah, forget this. Let's go to Ohio. I say that because I lived in Cincinnati for many years, which Cincinnati has its charm, but it's not Florence, y'all, okay? We say that because there's also a Florence, Kentucky that you drive past when you leave Cincinnati to go through Kentucky. And there's literally like a Canton. Oh my God. Oh no. That is just the worst. It was the worst thing I could possibly imagine. I'm so sorry. I mean, 27 years, I'm sure, like, you know, you've built a family now, and I'm sure you have a pleasant life in Canton. Meanwhile, there's like my wife and many other people are like, oh, it would be such a dream to go to Italy someday. And I was like, yeah, we're going to keep dreaming about that. Maybe. You have one of those like riches to rags stories, like from the top to the bottom. Parents, I'm sorry. I'm sure there could be some really like substantial good reasons that your family moved from Italy. I'll stop trolling. It's not very nice. I'm being a little bit too snarky. My bad. Let me be kind here. Yo, Roblox followed. What? I go every year. Oh, okay. If you go every year, you're fine then. That's fantastic. All right. I was gonna say best of both worlds, but Ohio is still not a best. I don't know how you elevate Ohio into that space. All right, so we're gonna do hip openers. So the way this works, I'm gonna exercise. I don't want to exercise. It's good for me and stuff. So I check comments like between sets. Let's work out. Yeah, that's the goal. I used to go for 3 months this summer when I was young. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so you still got good roots there. You're still connected to Italy. So we're gonna do my hip openers on this side. I'll flip to the other side, and then I'll reconnect with chat so y'all can become friends with one another. And then if there's anything important you want to say, just keep saying it until I come back. All right, so for your old man hip opening stretch, you want your knees at 90, hips to thighs at 90, and then I put my arm out at 45 from 90, which is 130 degrees. Heels together, and then I do 15. Oh my God, I do 15 of these. I ran 5 miles yesterday. I guess Mondays are my long run, and it felt really good during the run. And then this morning I woke up and felt like my hips were dislocated from my lower back. I was like, what is up? Why did I sleep so bad to deserve this? Maybe I just need a slower life in Florence, Italy. All right, so then we're going to lift our foot off and we're going to do little hinges about the knee. So you try to keep everything still and just bend at the knee. But you'll feel it like in the back of the butt as well. So I do the same warm-up for all of my lifts, which are Tuesday, Wednesday. We're going to lift higher and I'll do the same thing. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Then Monday I do my long runs. So I do between 5 and 8 miles on those days. And then Wednesday is my recovery jog, so I go nice and slow. And I think I did 15 on these because it's falling apart. Kick that one out. Oh no! And then on Fridays we do my least favorite workout of the whole set, which is my fartlek, which sounds really weird, but it's basically kind of an adaptation of interval training applied to long distance running. So you typically jog or run low interval for a certain amount of time, then you go to high interval, and then you alternate it. And in the beginning of fartlek training, I normally keep the intervals constant. So like 1 minute slow, 2 minutes high, 1 minute slow, 2 minutes high. But now that I'm on day like 185 of my workout or my fitness journey. Sorry, other side, and I'll check chat. So now that I'm on like day 180 85 or whatever. Like now I do variable interval training, variable fartleks, which suck really bad, but they make me better for my long runs. So like I'll do a minute at my half marathon pace, 30 seconds high intensity, a minute half marathon, and then a minute high, minute 30 high, 2 minutes, 2:30, 3, and I've been pushing up to 3:30, and then I pyramid it back down. So that takes me about 3 miles, which is a 5K. That just destroys me. But what's great about the training, my normal race pace, or my slow trottle half marathon pace. So when I'm actually running a long distance, if I hit a hill or roll my ankle or just petering out, a lot of times I can drop back down into my half marathon pace with more control because I'm used to training the interval. So it gives me better endurance when something disrupts my trottle pace, which happens. Like sometimes you get impatient or something starts to hurt and then you try to run a little faster because you just want it to end. And there's no end when you're running a half marathon or a marathon. Well, there is, but it takes too many miles to get there. It's like a 2.5 to 5 hour journey depending on how far you're going and how slow you are. No! All right, I'm almost ready to go talk to people again. I need a break. There we go. Okay. Got 2 shoulder pops on it. That was nice. Went to the summer when you're young. Go every year. Let's work out. My heart's in Florida. Florida's got its charm. And just like anywhere. Any location can be nice to the people that are there. The one thing you'll realize, like, I don't know, growing up, like, there's, I don't know, I felt like culture embeds this discontentment with where you are and the need to, like, be successful and venture out into the world. I like go out and be somebody, do something. We're gonna do like worms basically. So deadlift, I'll do 3 of these. You know, you gotta leave the nest, right? That's part of life, is get up and out. But then you get up and out and you go somewhere new, and then you go get out to college and have your college experiences for 4 years, and then you land a job, and that takes you to Ohio, and you work that for 6 to 7 years, and then you get an opportunity to go to Japan, and you do that for 2 years, or however long that's going to be. It's like, I don't know. There's like millions of people in all these spaces. You're not going to get to live in all the spaces. At some point, you got to kind of be content where you're at. I'm going to do one more, but then I'm actually going to clean my mat. Ooh, that was a bad bend. Got to hinge, not bend. It's like we're always taught, like, leave the nest, go out and be somebody. It's like, I don't know, there's somebody's everywhere. In your hometown and beyond. Like, I don't know, it's kind of perceived as like failure if you end up where you started. I don't know, salmon do that every year. And they're still going. Except for the ones that are farm raised. That's sad. Imagine being a farm raised salmon. Like, you're always with the in-laws. You never get to venture back up the river and reconnect and be like, oh, I haven't seen you in a year. How's it going? No, same little farm pond. All right. So my deep quandaries, I think I'm gonna unravel during this workout. I can feel it. Just tired and loopy. Maybe I didn't spend too much time with my kids. Making progress little by little. All right, lunges. I don't want to do this workout today. If I quit, would anybody know? No one would know, right? If we just quit right here. Someone's still got their heart stuck in Florida. That's nice. All right, sweet. Let's go. And we got our lunges. 1, 2, there we go. Things are starting to twist. 3, in the right way. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Seven, 8, 9, and 10. So bad. All right, let us do our side lunges. Still working my way towards acceptance. I'm going through all the stages of grief, including denial that this would happen, anger, bargaining. I have an opportunity to repeat all the stages of grief once we actually physically pick up a weight. Once squats show up. Frick. You know, most of my content is like half wholesome, snarky, family friendly-ish. I almost put out some mature stuff today. Caught myself. I was like, no, it's just a little too much. All right, side lunges. Now we gotta do wall tickles. Actually, crap, I got old man stretch. Oji-san, grandpa. Just gotta get it done. I'll feel better if I get it done. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on a new block today. We're on block 3-7. Very exciting. 8, 9, and 10. All right, we got our windmills. Touch your knee. Woo! Woo! 2, 3. So fun. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just take a nap. Maybe a nap's all we need right now. Flip it over. Oh no. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. That's a better stretch. Let's do an extra couple. 10. Touch your knee. Windmills. Oh no. This one's bad too. 2, 3. Ooh, dislocation. 4. This little shoulder pop. 5. That was good. 6 maybe. Sometimes I feel 7. Like this shoulder has less muscles attached to the bone. Like some of them have just frayed off over time or something weird. It's not true, but it feels that way. All right, almost ready to check chat. A couple more. All right. I'm already gassed. I didn't even do anything yet. What the heck? Our demotivation today is just imagine. What if the workouts got easier instead of harder? Just imagine. Picture this. That's still in Florida. And Gareth followed. What? I trolled them enough about Italy, and they're like, all right. I'm down for that. We gotta do our wall tickles. Wait, what? What? Unable to access live? Oh. What? Interesting. TikTok laid an egg. It happens. Weird. Wonder why that happened. Alright, well, let's keep on. Keep on moving towards progress. So we got wall tickles left. Ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, bring the hands out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lovely. That's just great. Alright. So now we have our wrist breakers. We're ready to work out. Possibly ready. Although we could quit. I may still quit. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Swing it the other way. 4. Oh, something don't feel right there. 5. What the heck? Switch your hands. Oh. 1. Oh. All right. Get out. Cow. There we go. All right. Let's see. All right, so let's look at what we got on deck. Got our tablet. So these are all the numbers to beat. These are our numbers from 130 days ago. Goblet squat with a 40, 12 reps. All right, well. Hey, it's Honey, or Hottie. How's it going? Welcome, bud. We're about to start working out, so happy you're here. Let's go back to double shot. I gotta go get my weights. So we're repeating a workout we did during our DadBod half marathon training program. So I did this workout maybe 130 days ago or so. And we're looking to see if I've made any progress concerning the weights I can lift, the amount of reps. So this is kind of like a comparison workout. I'm not trying to injure myself or anything crazy, but realistically, there should be some good progress made. But honey, how are things in your world? Anything exciting? Nice to see. It's been kind of quiet on chat today, so looking forward to having someone to talk with for a little bit, at least as long as you're here. I don't want to do this workout, so it helps to have external motivation. It's okay, 6 a.m. in the morning though. Ew. Wait, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. in the morning for you? Shoot, honey, have you shared where you're from? Are you from India? I'm like, what's 6 a.m. compared to, we're at like almost 10 a.m. So that's 3 to 4 hour time difference is like Singapore, right? All right, so we originally did 40s, 12 reps, and we're just holding one with a goblet squat. Where are you? In goblet squat, you want to hold it here. And actually, I think you hold it, yeah, and then you squat out or straight. I know it's not a sumo. I don't think it's a sumo. Alexa, what's 32.5 kilograms to pounds?
32.5 kilograms is about 71 pounds.
All right, let's see if we could go by 30 pounds. Let's see how much progress we've made. This is aggressive. I'm trying to remember. I think you hold it up. Yeah. All right, let's give it a go. Then we'll check what honey has to say. Let's see what we can do. Give me 1 second. You wake up early. Well, that's exciting. I respect that. Sorry for the delay. But how early? 6 a.m. in the morning. And where morning? Like, where is it 6 a.m. right now? Australia? Actually, maybe it does have to be more that way. Let's see if this thing figured itself out. See if I got TikTok fixed. Ta-da. Maybe I fixed it. 6 a.m. is just too early to be exercising. All right, so we made some big improvements here. We went up to 70 pounds, 8 reps. Not the most safe. 70s, 8 reps, X1. But we did pretty good. So next step, you guessed it correctly already. Oh, okay, then it must be India. But Australia would be earlier in the morning. Singapore. Oh, is it Singapore or India? Oh man, I'm all turned around now. I really try hard, but I'm making new friends on YouTube. So I'm like trying to figure out how to track with everybody. I'm not good at it yet. I guessed it right already. Okay. I don't know what it is. Let's see. All right, so we got single legs here. So last time we did 8 with no cushion. So we're just gonna try to squat on one leg and focus on as slow as possible going down with good form. With all my issues, we'll see how this works. Do a quick little hinge, see if I can find everything, get my shoulders up. 1, 2. Now I am sore from yesterday's run in the glutes, in the knees. 3, 4. So this is very challenging. 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, and 10. A little bit of cheat there. It happens. I struggle taking it slow. I don't want to hurt you. I'd suggest taking it slowly. You don't want to hurt yourself. Don't worry about doing good. No, I appreciate it. I've been taking it slow. I mean, I'm on day 185 of my journey. So it's all about the long-term gain, right, friends? Results can't come too quick. You gotta let things unfold over time. But there are weak areas, stability issues, and that's the other thing that I wanted to say. Stability issues, and I have a couple pre-existing injuries that I continue to kind of work through naturally over time. So it's not like I'm building up from that sheet that I did last week. I did this workout 110 days ago. So it's just to kind of give me a baseline and like where everything's landed. This knee's a problem area and my hips. That's one of the best sit downs I've ever done with one leg. You should have saw me at the start of this thing too. 3. And I use a little bit of assist. 4. 5. Like when I first started this, I had to put like a giant couch cushion on here. I mean, when I really started, I had to do it on the edge of a couch. Like this much was as far as I could go. 6. 7. Going for 10. Feeling it. 8. 9. And 10. Let's check our notes. Yeah. And hey, Drew, I love to sit down. I know. I would love to as well if I could stay there. I think there's a little bit of delay between the two frames. Yes. Yes, Howdy. You figured it out. So the GoPro live streams to a different server that then gets processed, picked up by OBS Studio, and sewed together with the other camera. And the audio comes from the GoPro. So what you see first person view is most representative. What do we got over here? People saying things. All right, friends. So now we got centric squat sit down. So we did no cushion, 10 reps. So that's a light improvement. Reps. I probably could have done more, but one thing I'll note on this X1 is that we had pretty good form, and I'll say medium pace. Like, we weren't flying through it, we're moving at a natural pace. Are you out of breath? Yes, Brett, I'm working out. I'm a heavy dude. We got bent over dumbbell rows. Now we're trying to break 10 reps of 40s, which that's definitely within the realm of possibility. But what do? We got 3 sets. 3 sets of this sad. How sad do we want to be today? Rawr. But no, I'm always out of breath, friend. I'm a mouth breather, just like 11 from what's that one show that 11's in? The girl with the powers. Stranger Things. Stranger Things is one of those shows I found late. Like, I was cruising around at 10 o'clock at night. I was like, oh yeah, this is this show that everybody was so excited about. Whatever. Yeah, Stranger Things, thanks, Hayden. And I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. I watched one episode, I was like, oh crap, this is really good. I was also like a new parent at the time. Like, I'd had, maybe not a new parent, I had like a newborn and a 2.5-year-old. So like, Will! The whole hunt for Will, I was like, oh my god, I gotta figure out what happens with this. But I discovered it after the 3rd season had come out. So I binged all 3 seasons of Stranger Things in like 4 days. Like, my whole day job stopped. Like, while I'm cooking dinner for the kids, wrecking through it. Hudson, how's Japan? It's going well. We're approaching year 2 out here, so pretty happy about it. Still like living out here. And for rows, 2 arm, we did 10 with 40. Let's see, do we want to get up to 50? I asked the same question before. Did you really, Hari? Did I miss it? I'm sorry if I missed it, Hari. It's hard to keep track of everybody. Noise! BRB. Okay, see you, Hudson. So let me get my weight set up. So we did 40 reps last time. Alexa, what's 22.5 kilograms to pounds?
22.5 kilograms is about 49 pounds 10 ounces.
Alright. What do I have to add to it? If I put the 5s on it, what's that do? Alexa, what's 27.5 kilograms to pounds?
27.5 kilograms is about 60 pounds 10 ounces.
Wait, what? Doesn't make any sense. Does that make any sense? 25. Sorry. You know, making weights is like one of the hardest things for me. I need to make some kind of software that does this. Just tell me what it is. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Alexa, what's 27.5 kilograms to pounds?
27.5 kilograms is about 60 pounds 10 ounces.
That seems a little steep for rows. Okay, let's be smart. Alexa, what's 25 kilograms to pounds?
25 kilograms is about 55 pounds.
There we go. Let's try that. There we go. We'll be reasonable. We could always go up. I I think at 60 on my left side, I would lose form pretty quick. And I just don't want to do that. And I think I would be compensating with like the wrong, how do I explain it? Like I wouldn't be lifting with the right controlled muscle groups. It's supposed to be a back lat thing, but I'd start throwing bicep and shoulder into it. There's a whole bunch of ways I can lose form. It's really scary how quickly if you just chase a weight without considering how you're supposed to move it, the ability to lift wrong is so easy. It's something I didn't learn until my 30s or late 20s going to physical therapy. I was like, so you're telling me my whole life I've done a plank wrong? Yes, you have, Joe. So I did a little bit of math. So let's write that down before we lose it. So we're going for 55. 55s, which is 25 kg. And we'll see how many reps we want. Good. Hoping for 6 to 8. 8 would be ideal. BRB. Okay, cool. Let's lift these silly pieces of metal off the ground with the best form we can. With the body we have today. Do I want to go straight on? Yeah, I'll go straight on today. I'll flip my camera for YouTube, because I got 2 cameras on YouTube, because I'm feeling extra. Didn't want to work out today, so this is fun. Happy we're all here doing these stupid things together. Come on, just own it. Just do it. It's just lightweight. The engineer in me's like, it's not lightweight, it's approximately 50 kilograms. Turn sideways. One of the things I gotta do is squeeze my butt, loosen my knees, tuck my tailbone. Rocket launcher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whew. Okay, that's still, that's borderline ego. It's nice to know I could physically move it, but I'm not hitting the full range that I'd like. So we'll still count it though. So 6 reps, X1. I think if I was isolating one at a time, I could pull it. But to try to do it as double is pretty tough. Nice, we have single arm dumbbell rows next. Let's just try to pull it with one, I guess. Frick. So, with a single arm, it's just like double. Part of it too, that was getting me, it's like I think I had the back strength. I have 2 injured discs here, so I have to make sure I brace my core and tuck it. And I was having a hard time controlling the load and bracing, because that was right around what I normally max on deadlift, but I'm holding the weight differently for that exercise. So we'll give it a go on single, and we should be able to pull this. Ugh. I think we should be able to pull it. We're gonna find out. Nowhere we'd rather be, nothing we'd rather do. Oof, that looked painful. I wouldn't say it's painful, like I'm not injured. It was challenging. Like I recognized I couldn't control the weight the way I wanted, so I pulled out. But I've built up to that over 185 days, so it's like I have the discretion. When I first started doing rows, I was doing 20 pounds. And then you build up little by little. So with this one, it takes the lower back out of the equation because I'm supporting with my arm. So with this, I can pull and isolate and then even go a little past center so that when I re-engage, I pull at the back. So 50, I think I could do 60s. Well, what did we do? Good 40s. Let's try. Let's not get too cocky. It's a back-to-back. All right. Yeah, so there's no lower back load with this. Everything's still taut. 3, but I can control it. 4. It's still hard. 5. But I can get 8 with sweaty form. Nice. And that works. Stabilizers and stuff too. I think my calf feels that. It's funny though, this bench is starting to sag. I get more and more sus about this thing the longer I have it. I'm like, do I need a big man bench? But it's hard to find this stuff in Japan. I'm like, you better not collapse, because that would really hurt me. If you broke, I would be sad. I'm within the weight limit, I think. All right, there we go. 1, I'm not gonna count the first one. 2, 3. So you wanna pull with the lat. 4, 6. Hey, that looked nice, right? That was pretty good. Maybe? I don't know. Tough crowd. That's fine. I'm here for me anyway. I only had 8 pounds. Hey, you only got 4-pound dumbbells. That's fine, dude. Harry, you can start with whatever you got, dude. And you just keep adding reps till it works. I started with just 10s and 20 pounds, but I'm a bigger guy. Took me multiple years of working out to start to like get like a weight kit, get a bench. Like, you just build towards it little by little. I'm glad I didn't go up to 60 so's. I could have done it, but I wouldn't have been able to make it up to where I landed. Like, I wanted to be in the 8 rep range. 6 is okay sometimes, but it's normally not what I'm trying to do. 55s, 25 kg, 8 reps. But those reps were pretty clean, actually. Dumbbell strict press. Struggling to remember what strict press was. Yo, it's dog spaghetti, knees weak, arms are heavy. How's it going, buddy? Vomit on your sweater already? Oh, that's a bummer. Sorry to hear about that, friend. Dog spaghetti is like literally one of the best names I've come across out of our community thus far. 10 out of 10. So with a strict press, my understanding, I'm trying to do this one off of memory because I did this workout a long time ago. I'm pretty sure it's a vertical press. Let me change my camera view so you can see. Definitely not doing it with 55s. I don't want to die. If you go to double. Now, normally with a press, you'll have your elbows out. You press alternating or together. You get to show that nice cliff, that belly hang that you've been working so hard on. With a strict press, I think you go, is it in? If you press it from the in, it works like lower on, like near the shoulder blades. Is that right? That can't be right. Vomit on your sweater already. Oh, thank you. Yeah, see you later, dog spaghetti. Thanks for dropping by. Let me check something really fast. I don't even know if I have the app still. Oh, you know what I can do? I could just run to YouTube and look it up. Actually, let's just grab my computer really fast. So all I want to do is look at how I did one lift a while back. Vomit on your sweater already. That makes sense. So we're pressing up this way as opposed to this way. So your elbows are more in and you're tapping the back of the weight on your shoulder. Pressing up this way. What if the workouts got easier instead of harder over time? I will curl, rotate my wrists so they're facing forward and press it up this way with my arms kind of wide. And I'll show you with dumbbells. Nice dad bod. With this one, there's no curl, but I normally curl to get it up. We want to keep our wrists pointed forward so the weight's going front and back. If that makes sense. So we're pressing up this way as opposed to this way. So your elbows are more in and you're tapping the back of the weight on your shoulder. I don't know if you actually make contact. We'll find out. Anyway, it should suck in a different way. You should feel it kind of in your should be in business. Hey, there we go. Sorry. Hey, Pumpy Bobo. Pretty much the coolest name I've read in a while besides Knees Weak Arm Spaghetti. Anyone on TikTok? No, TikTok's quiet. Hey, there's 2 people here. All right. TikTok, we figured out how to do our press. So good on us, mate. Let's see. Click back over here. Oh, I was confused. What happened? Yes. Yeah, my battery died. So we are doing presses. They are supposed to be tight, which is immediately almost awkward for me, which isn't a bad thing. Let me see what I did last time. We did 30s, 10 reps. So I'm going to go with, because I got some shoulder back stuff going on here, I'm going to go with 40s. 40s feel more controllable on this. Then I can always heavy up on successive reps, but I'm unsure of myself enough that I'm not gonna screw around with it. Oh God, 40 pounds. You know what they say, lift with your back, right? Because that's what I just did. Actually, only lift with your back. You should only lift with your back when you want to train your back. When you know what you're doing. Let me see. Yeah. Whew. So swing it up, keep it tight. Whew. Keep your core. 3, 4, 6, 8. Whoa. You know what? Because what's cool about this program, it works in blocks. You do like same 3 workouts well, 3 different workouts, but they stay the same for 4 weeks at a time, and that's a block. My program is like 4 blocks. You rotate through stuff. Like, this one's only in block 3. Kicked my butt. Oh, gotta go. Okay, see you, howdy. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping by. So, like, that one was engaging a portion of my back that I don't normally use. And shoulders, where I had some strength in that area, but because I'm not normally pressing from this position with my elbows tight, it was very challenging. Actually, the hardest part, it was more of like a mobility thing. Like, I had difficulty keeping my core engaged when throwing 40s up. So room to grow. Like anything in life, you could always get better, right? 40s, I did 8 reps, I believe, X1. But on all these, we've been able to move with either more reps, more weight, or better form and control. Floor W's, 15 reps. I'm gonna add weights to these. I'm gonna add 10s. Yes, I definitely have enough strength now. So floor W, you make a W with your arms. Actually, should have watched this one too. I think you lift up. go. We back. Actually, close that up. I don't want to work out today. All right, here we go. So now it's cleanup time, cook breakfast time. Oh, sore. So sore. I'm over here like, for doing so little, I'm so sore. What the heck? Part of me's like, if I stayed with it and banged out the rest of the sets, maybe I would be less sore. I was like, you know that's not true, Joe. More work is more worse. Like, come on now. No need to start off your day with that kind of crazy talk. My goodness. All right, let me grab my band. So we're gonna tear down the mat. Got some training to do today. Got some papers to write. Yeah, good day. Good day, plant. Oh. I'm excited to finish this program because I don't know what's next. I've done the DadBod program twice. Put 2 passes through it. Definitely learned a lot about myself over the course of the journey, which is incredibly humbling. You know, you could always get better, you could always grow and learn more. And I've learned a lot about myself by trying to put together such a large, complex workout program. At the same time, like, I'm ready, I think I'm ready anyway, to move towards something different. I don't know what the different is yet. I kind of have to make the program to decide where we go next from here. But I'm hopeful. Oops. Always gotta leave some room between free weights. But I'm hopeful that I'll continue to make progress little by little. You know, I'm 185 days without an injury. Like, I recorded that, so tomorrow on the run I'm gonna like have a compound fracture or something terrible. It's like, as soon as you start posting how long you've gone without, that's when life's like, yeah, but have you considered this kind of traumatic injury? It's like, why no, buddy, I have not considered that. Crack! Damn you, Murphy. Lurking in the shadows, ready to ruin my day. That's really what that is. That's a Murphy. He roams like a lion. Yeah, I could fit the 2 over there. Dude, are those fresh socks and a panda? It's always an effort just to organize my crap. Got Ziplocs and stuff. What is going on over here? Frickin' circus. Did you hear that? That hit right on note, right on rhythm. That was a nice little, right? That was perfect. All right, we're gonna try to get everything sorted. All right, we got weights to clean up, socks to throw on. I think they're clean. It's only for a little while in the kitchen, so I'm not too worried about it. Although carrying weights in slippery socks seems a little dangerous, but I live on the edge. I'm a thrill seeker. Ask my wife how thrilling I am. Answer, not very thrilling. I'm pretty vanilla, pretty boring. Limited sense of adventure. I'm a very calculative person. Okay. No need to disrupt the plan. Just let things progress naturally and safely, little by little. Whew. Did it. Exercised a little bit. Take credit where we can. And that's one of the reasons I've recorded workouts and live stream. It's not to show this perfect, motivating, clean fitness content, because it's just not how fitness comes to me. Fitness is super challenging and rarely goes my way. You know, like in a game of Catan. Try again. In a game of Catan, the game can go my way because I'm deeply competent at it and I'm smart. Sometimes with fitness, though, it's like, dude, the way my day stacks, how my body feels one day, energy levels, commitments, it is a crapshoot on how things are gonna fare. Oh no! I'm over here like, oh my lord! Gotta come over here and change this a little bit. Oh, crap. Crap. So if you could only play one movie for your kids to keep them at bay while you have a very important work meeting, what's the one track you're gonna commit to? What do you think can hold it down? I mean, not track, movie. So one movie that you put all your chips on. I'm like, is it Totoro? Is it Frozen? Because Frozen plus Hezekiah on Switch, that's a pretty good combo. That can normally hold up pretty well, all right? Is it Moana? Moana holds Emiko very well. What's the one movie that's gonna get it done? Totoro, Totoro. Totoro, Totoro. Totoro. Cause his name is Totoro, Totoro. Totoro, Totoro. You know it's Totoro, Totoro. See that? There's a key change right there. Totoro, Totoro. It's sneaky, right? Same words have a different energy. It's because you pushed the key up. Incredible. The problem is when you play on a worship team at church and it's gospel, and it's like, yeah, why don't we keep revving it up and up? And like some songs at a gospel church, they will just climb to the moon, to the highest heavens. They're just gonna keep, and we won't let him burn the rest of his days. Take it up. Yes, yes, yes. And it just like keeps climbing and climbing and climbing. There's nothing you can do. It just gets progressively higher octaves. Turns the whole congregation into screeching toads for the Lord. It's beautiful. That's my one very soft dig at gospel churches. Well, I mean, every church should be a gospel church, technically. I mean, like, churches of color with people of color that have typically play gospel style worship as opposed to like contemporary Christian rock or old school hymns. There's just some songs where they keep running that sucker up and it's like, oh my God. my base. I'm running out of room. I can't keep climbing. To the moon. And we will worship for the rest of our days. Yes. You know, in heaven though, we all get a new voice so we could sing all the way to the top of the range. Actually, there's a lot of debates on what heaven's like. What kind of bodies and abilities we get. Based on whichever background folks come from. All right. Almost ready to eat breakfast. Start our work day. And again, I'm going to try to speak affirmation over myself as opposed to condemnation. Could we have worked out more? Could we have done better? Absolutely. Without a doubt. But we did the best that we did. Right? And we did the worst that we could do. Like, we did what we did. And it's done. Choices were made. And we said, you know, we probably need to eat breakfast and be showered by 11 to start our work day if we want to be successful, both at grad school, day job, picking up our wife, parenting the kids. So, mission accomplished. Did something of some level of value. And to that I say yes. Does anyone else's house make scary, weird sounds? Every once in a while, I think it's a fan opening or closing or something strange in our AC, but it literally sounds like someone has a hamper full of laundry and they just drop it on the ground. It's like, boom. I'm like, what the heck is that? It happens every time. We gotta vacuum this sucker. It's nasty, gross. But yeah, we got one set in. We lifted some big weights. Feel just as twisted up as I did before, so that's good. Hey, let's roll this mat up. Let's make some legs. Alright. Ah, crap. Alright, let's roll. This is what happens when you have your kids bring their friends over. They all eat pizza and run around the house like happy, crazy children, and you're left with all the crumbs. Alright. No one tells you when you're growing up that your life is vacuuming a mat of crumbs you didn't eat. And the bass keeps running, running, and running, 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 and woo-hoo. No, no, no. place keeps running. Oh, probably should have hit a second round of the squats though, because I did one squat with a pretty heavy weight. And I didn't give my body time to kind of sink into it. So that's probably the one area I could have worked on a little more. And even with this, feel it in the back when I pull it. All right, that's challenging enough. Good work today. Well, so there's always people that talk about kettlebells. I don't understand kettlebells. I know like the weight's distributed differently, which does different things. But aren't you still moving the weight? And I've seen these crazy inventions to like have a hole in the middle of the weight, still centered about your wrist. Like, just why? Why are we optimizing to that level? Then I'm over here with like my special mat, which is finally starting to get torn up. I bought it in the US. It's awesome. Can't really buy a mat this size in Japan. I've tried. I mean, it's possible if I looked hard enough. One of the best purchases I made in the United States. I could technically do plyo on it if I wanted with shoes, but I don't like to work out in shoes. It's silly. Bare feet all day. Spread them toes out. It's good for y'all. All right. We're gonna make some eggs. Take a shower. Do your day job, Joe. Send an email to your boss. Say, hey, I did that training and my expense report is on its way. And I made this presentation. Well, hi, friends. TikTok's so nice. Let's turn you around so you can at least see what's going on over here. Na 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 na. Bass keeps running. Whoa. The strict press was really interesting. That one definitely did me in. All right, lovely. So, breakfast time. Just feeding us because kids are asleep. Kids are asleep. Kids are not asleep. Kids are at school. There we go. Figure that one out, Joe. Well done. Woo, somebody's got morning brain. All right. You're gonna need about 14 eggs. Just kidding. We only need 5. See, it doesn't sound like that bad when you pull it in a little bit. Need our breakfast salad. Need our dressing. Good dressing. And need our oat milk for our shake. Need our... Oh snap, I got blueberries in here for the kids. Need our almond milk. Alright, I think we're in good shape there. Need to clean this pan. Ba-da-doom, boom, boom, ba-da-doom, boom, boom, ba-da-doom, ba-da-doom, boom, boom. Oh, somebody watered out the soap. I like that. Aggressive, Miss Marianne. Respect that. Thinning it out. It's because we need to order more. I need the Dawn Platinum Advanced Power. I don't know if there's some import law that Costco's navigating that keeps me from getting the soap I like. We're on the last little hurrah right here. super concentrated. Shoot, I don't have a towel. What? I guess I don't need to dry it. I'll dry it. Ah, sore. Might take one more bathroom break before I get this stuff running. Gotta make my eggs. All right, let's see. Yo, is somebody new here? Oh my gosh, there's people here. What am I, Miguel, what do you want me to pour? Hey, what's up, Eliza? Is that how I say it, Eliza? Oh, another moderator handled it. Well, hey, y'all. Hope you're doing well. We finished a slightly motivated workout. I only did one set, and sometimes one set is all you got, right? So, did my one set, making breakfast. I might do dishes because they're pretty bad. I'm gonna take my shower and start my day job. But we're gonna start by cranking out. Yeah, it's Eliza. Okay, just like the prophet. Oh, well, that's Elisha and Eliza. I know, it's Elisha and Eliza. There's two of them. Elijah and Elisha. And you're Eliza. All right. I'm going to have to work at that. You're the first one I know. First Eliza I know. So when I glance at chat, I will probably instinctually name you after a prophet from the Old Testament. My bad. And then if I ever get closer to the phone to like really read, I'll be like, oh shoot, I'm a terrible person, and then we'll figure that out. Because I really try hard with people's names, actually. But thank you for the clarity, that's helpful. Eliza with a Z. Hard Z sound, I can get it. It's just gonna take some practice. The longer you're around, the better I'll get at it. Especially if you keep showing up to lives and you keep like engaging, like, if people comment on our stuff and then also show up to the live, I try my best to, I'm not perfect at this, but like I show favor to people's comments on our videos that I've seen or recognized from lives, because they get to know like the real me and the content version of me, which are two different ways of speaking, right? So I do the best I can. Ooh, I'm okay with that. People point that out a lot. Oh, nice. Well, I'll do the best I can, Eliza. I want to give it more of a J, Elijah, but it's a Z. And again, it's actually funny coming from like a Christian context, because like I'm a person of faith, and I'm an engineer, and I'm studying at like a seminary though. Like those two names, Elijah and Elisha, I struggle to discern, and they come up a lot as prophets. Like one like asked for a double anointing, or like to be able to be even more miraculous than the one that came before them. I always mix up which two those are in my head, and now that I have a real world Eliza in my life, there's no hope for me. I think your lives are pretty cool. I try to join. Oh, fantastic. No, that means a lot, Eliza. I'm glad you enjoy it. So Liza, how's your day going? Anything exciting? Let me check my battery level really quick, see if we're gonna make it through these eggs. Yeah, we're good. We're good. I shortchanged my workout so that I had time for breakfast. Trade-offs are real. All right, do. Oh man. I felt really good after my stretch. And I lifted heavy, a little off balance. I don't care if you call me Elijah. I'll do the best I can, friend. I just promise that it'll probably drift from day to day, even over the course of years. Like there's still, like I had a really close friend. We were live streamers on Twitch together. We kind of grew apart just based on like, I'm not on Twitch as much. Her name was Gamer Girl Geeky or something, like, but my brain just latched onto as like Geeky Gamer Girl. And for years, that's just all she is to me. Every time I drop into her chat, every time she comes into mine, like no chance of me getting it right. Just want a game with friends. Nice, went to a game with friends. Which game? That sounds exciting. Like a sports game? Board game, video game. Oh man. My hips are not super thrilled with the way we worked out today. Like you fool. Have you forgotten the way this works? Ooh, a basketball game. Our game lost. Oh no. Sorry to hear that, friend. That's a bummer. So are you a student then? Are you working full time and just going to a game for fun? What do you want to be when you grow up? It's something I still ask myself even today. I'm like looking at where Johnson & Johnson's changing and stuff. I'm like, who do I want to be in these spaces? Do I still like this place? These are like good career questions to ask. In the beginning, you're just like, yeah, I made it. I got a job at a company doing cool stuff. And now like the more you go up and you realize like your life's short and you're gonna die at some point, you're like, well, what do I want to do? It kind of matters a little bit more now as the clock is ticking and the world is changing. And 10 years in, do I want another 10 years at this establishment or should I go somewhere else? Because you realize like every institution has warts, different people, different challenges. You know, normally still trying to do good things for humanity holistically. But you're also like, I don't know, you're more wide-eyed with the way the world, or less wide-eyed with the world. You're more realistic of like, oh, it works that way because you're a student. I saw some paintings at art museums. Nice! That's awesome. My sister's an artist. She makes content and live streams sometimes too. Her name's Cosmic Saki. She's a very gifted artist, actually. She does a whole bunch of different styles of art. Eggs. Time to refuel and prepare for our cold shower, which is gonna suck. Like it does every day that we do it. But we know it's good for our mental health. So we do the things we have to do. I'll check her out. Yeah, Cosmic Saki, S-A-K-I. She's pretty big on TikTok. It's kind of her largest account, I think, but she's also on Instagram and everything else. I think she took a break from live streaming. She was doing it really consistently. Like she was borderline full time. And then she's been focusing more on her art and periodically doing content. Her like newest favorite style of art, I forgot the name of it. It looks like stained glass, but it's using like different colored epoxies and something similar to gold between the panes. But again, it's not glass. You can't see through it, but it's a way to kind of make these like enameled pieces of artwork. She sells prints of them as well. Understandable. Yeah, she's great. She's the one that got me into content creation. I was like doing a tiny bit on Instagram trying to figure it out while we were live streaming on Twitch, and she's like, you gotta try this TikTok thing. And I was like, oh no, Hannah. I was like, I'm a little old for that. Was what I was thinking, because I'm 31. But I just played around with it long enough. And then after about 110 videos, I had one pop off to like 1.1 million views. And then we've had quite a few little moments of success. A couple other ones did very well. And grew that account, moved to Japan. Now we're growing out YouTube, hoping to monetize. We're close. We need 10 million short form views. So that's the vertical videos. We need 10 million views by December 30th, because we had a video go viral, which is super humbling on YouTube. And if we're at 8.8 million right now, so we need 1.2 million views in 30 days, which is pretty crazy and pretty audacious to like ask, right? Because a lot of people have no views. But we've been doing content creation for 3 years for free. So if we could hit that threshold, it turns on ad revenue, which doesn't cost our community anything because they're already watching ads. So like I'm secretly hoping people will just start going to our channel and like binging content. Like while you listen to a podcast or you're like cooking dinner, like just kind of watch, scroll. You don't even have to listen to it. Turn the volume off, you know? If I can get enough people just cheating the system and telling their friends and sharing on their social media, like, hey, this guy's really close. Let's just like do it. That'd be the coolest thing ever. Your sister's name is Hannah? With my niece, Layla. Oh, beautiful. Layla's a wonderful name. So yeah, it's just one of those areas where like it's really interesting to even like ask your community, like, hey, you've already given us so much, but would you consider burning an hour on behalf of the collective good of our channel? It's really weird. Like, I don't know. But I think it's okay to call people to action, as long as you're respectful about it. And the reason it ends December 30th is it's like within a 90-day period, you have to hit 10 million views. And the video that went viral has started to kind of plateau out. It's at the bottom of its curve. I don't have another one that's on the rise. So it really kind of takes the community going in and playing around with the knobs of the algorithm a little bit, commenting on old stuff, sharing old stuff, watching it to like trick it into caring again. But if it fades out and nothing else picks up by December 30th, it'll start to cannibalize the initial virality of the first video. So eventually we'll start dropping from 8.8 to 8.6 to 8. Like there's a peak where we get, that hits around January 15th, where like a big meaty chunk disappears really fast. And that's okay. We'll be back on the long-term grind. But I'm hopeful. I'm like, man, maybe by Christmas, after 3 years, we could get paid. I hope you make it. Yeah, thanks, Elijah. I appreciate it. Eliza. Ah. Give me a couple years and I'll continue to get it wrong. Yeah. I don't know. I'm like, I actually, again, because I come from a faith context, I reached out to a couple friends and I was like, hey, this is something I'm praying for. Like, we've been doing this for a while now and we're passionate about it. and we're thankful for the opportunity to get to bless people with our content. And if there's any way that eventually it's monetized, that would be a gift to us because it provides an additional financial security. Like right now, J&J pays my bills, but there's a lot of volatility about whether or not they'll keep me in Japan. And content creation could be a path to continue to keep us in country. It's not the only path, but it's an option. Don't worry, I don't mind. Oh, perfect. Well, thanks, Elijah. So those are just things I'm thinking about. Is like, it would be really neat if this pans out, but also like, how do you care but not care too much, especially with something that's partially in your control? Like, I could make 100 wonderful videos, perfectly edited, super engaging, and the algorithm can be like, nah, you grew a little bit too fast, but on that last one, so we're just gonna check your account. Keep you right close to the threshold but not pay out, right? Like, that is something totally reasonable that could happen, and you have to be careful about what you put emotional stock in. But then also from like a faith context, I'm supposed to believe that like God can do stuff. So like, it's a fun space to be in. You'll share my shore with friends? Yo, thank you so much, friend. Every little bit helps. All right, so welcome to the first person, well, that's the third person salad stream. And I'm just gonna eat breakfast and hang out and then take a shower and get on with my day. But appreciate you. Let me move chat over here so that I can actually like maintain eye contact, because that's polite and stuff. So Eliza, you're a student, you do art and sell to like, do you sell your art online or do you do like exhibitions? Oh man. Sorry, I always feel a little rude eating. But I'm like, this is the only time I have to be social. I'm about to turn on work mode and go kick some butt and then pick up the kids and turn on dad mode. So I bounce between them all. Did I fix this? Is this still on view? There we go. That's gotta be good. I do it in real life. Online's pretty risky. Why is that? You just worried about like shipping something and people complaining or not paying correctly? And you haven't fallen victim to the NFT world, right? NFTs and crypto are crazy. Like, a decent amount of people got obscenely rich on the ride, and then a ton of people lost money. Which is, some of that stuff's almost impossible to catch. Art stealers, I mean. We did it once, went on Pinterest. So people steal art online. And they don't pay for it, they just take it. Don't you have to collect funds before you ship? Like, do you do it through Etsy? They drew out your logo. Wow. And they just like printed it and sold it. That is awful. I'm so sorry to hear that, Elijah. That is awful. I mean, that's tricky because my sister does tons of online prints. She has an online art store. She posts tons of content of her process of making her art and selling the art. So it does give her some legitimacy because you see the process. I mean, I think people would rather buy from the person they know actually made it. But that's terrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. So they put it on Pinterest. I can't believe that. Just trying to think about like how to prevent that. Mao's #1 blood boy joined. What does that even mean? Mao, like the Chinese leader of the Communist Party? I didn't sell it, posted it on some platform, it was stolen, and then they put it on Temu. Oh no. I mean, you could, yeah, they removed the watermark though. They photoshopped it out. See, I don't know. Like that's always going to be out there, the counterfeiting thing. But like the ability to have people see your art online and connect with you as a creator and potentially commission work, like that's how my sister makes a living, is commissioning commissioning artwork in general. She makes something custom, ships it, they pay. Okay, that's good. I'm glad you fought for it. It's interesting because people will steal, but I think in some ways what you could gain from people having visibility to your work is better. Like people could totally like jack my videos and just make a fake account. I mean, people do that with all kinds of content creators. Like they just clip podcasts and stuff. And I wouldn't want that to slow me down from continuing to make content. Knowing people could take it, not credit it because it's online. I think it's just kind of how it works. Another thing I do is concept art. Oh, really? That's neat. Like for like inventions and stuff? Like storyboards? Eliza, there's nothing wrong with doing in-person art. Like find whatever works for you. I'm just kind of openly talking through it because I'm comparing your experience with what my sister's been doing the last couple of years and what I've done as a content creator. And it's almost like people can copy or steal in these digital spaces, but how do you out-produce that and out-earn that? It's just like the questions I try to ask. El Pepe's here. Awesome. Fantastic. Concept art's really cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. It's almost 12. Time to take a nap. But we have too much crap to do. So much crap to do. An unbelievable amount of crap to do today. It's like sometimes I get into a day and I have to remember like, oh, Joe, save. It's like Willy Wonka, like a ghost to save some for later. Like I have to save some work for the next day. I'm just going after all that chocolate. I was like, how many boxes can I check in one go? Yeah, oh, that's awesome, Eliza. Yeah, I'd love to see some of your work at some point. I gotta figure out how to revamp our Discord so it's fun, so creators can share stuff. Oh, how's Japan? Japan's been going really well. I mean, it was brutal to get here. We relocated 12 times as a family over the course of 1 year just based on unexpected COVID impacts. So we sold our home in April of 2021, because we were told Japan would open their borders for the Olympics. That was a false assumption. So then we ended up living, like, our whole house got packed out in a shipping container to like go to Japan by the ocean. And then we ended up moving into a furnished 2-bedroom apartment with 3 kids. So our daughter grew up in like a closet in a pack and play. We were there for a couple months. It had a huge bed bug infestation. So then we moved into a hotel, Chicago with family, back into a hotel, back into the unit. And then we were given the green light for an emergency medical visa. So we moved out of that apartment, went up to Chicago to see them before we flew out. Like the day before we got our visa, they closed the borders for Omicron. So we were stranded in Chicago. So then we picked up, we lived with family, a hotel, another furnished apartment in Chicago. And then finally in like March of 2022, so like a full year later basically, we moved out to Japan in a furnished apartment. Then we moved into this house after another month and a half of house hunting, which was that was like the full year mark. And then all of our shipping container like cleared customs. And then all our furniture got moved in. So like my son went an entire year without a PS4, which was brutal for him. Because we were in another couple weeks, buddy, for a year. It's a wonder he can trust us about anything. But now that we've been here about 2 years, I think we're settled. We finally have like meaningful relationships with people. We want to stay. But there's only so much in our control, so we're trying to navigate that as well. Banana smash. Let's see. Smashing nanners. Almost shake time. Yeah, life's been going well overall. There's some discussions on whether or not the role's going to end in March. And I was like, well, hey, my wife's going to have a baby in March. So that's really a crappy time to ask us to move internationally. What are we going to do about that? You know? What? Can we maybe not do that? I've always loved the culture and language of Japan. Yeah, no, it's a wonderful country, beautiful people. There's a lot in common with a Western context. Like the US, there's a lot different. Like, and that's the thing is like, the longer you live here, like people are really, in many ways, the same holistically, but there are kind of dividing undercurrents of the society, and that's just what you have to like learn how to be aware of. Like even in my job, I continue to help my boss understand like, all right, I'm going to be American now. Like I actually declare it. There are other times where I try to be accommodating in certain ways and solve problems the Japanese way, and then I'll hit a threshold where it's like, okay, this way's not working. We're gonna have open conflicts now. Because Japan's very harmonious, so you try to avoid open confrontation. Everything's passive aggressive, in a good way. Like you solve problems behind the scenes so people save face, and often that is a very good way to do work. But sometimes when you're trying to like work a problem, people's feelings just need to get hurt in order to get the answer, which is an American way. It's impatient. And so sometimes I literally like, I pull it out. I'm like, okay, we've gone through a couple loops of this. We're at 40 minutes into this call. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm going to be American. This is the situation. I like make people face it, which is very uncomfortable. But I'm aware of when to hop cultural styles, because I've been here long enough to know when I could do it, when I have enough trust. Where in the beginning, you can't really work it that way.
Where I am, it's just dangerous. Oh no. Eliza, where are you located? I thought you were in the US, but maybe I was wrong. I might have forgot if you told me in the past. Do we do dishes? 10 minutes. Maybe I should do dishes. I'd love living in Japan. Women can walk around freely at night and it's better, cleaner, safer environment. That is very true. That's very true. Like I realize even like I've made a half marathon training program called DadBod. And I go for runs in the morning at like 4 or 5 in the morning. It's peaceful, it's quiet, it's safe. I've never had an issue besides a snake jumping out at me. And you know, at some of the runs, like I have a recognition of like, yeah, it's DadBod because there's a lot of women that couldn't train the way that I'm training at the time I'm training safely based on where they live at. Because like it's real. You know, these like not domestic abuse, but like violence towards women and stuff is totally real. And you're very vulnerable when you're running alone at night or things like that. Yep, US. Just a little on the side of when it's where it's a little different. Let's make fun of you, it's bad. Yeah. No, that's right, Elijah. Yeah, I was born in like California. I grew up in Chicago, spent a lot of time in Ohio. Like across all 3 of those thresholds or like spaces, I have no desire to return to any of them and live full time. Even though like they all have their own charm, there's great people there. But the safety factors it's a real thing. Like Japan is by every number safer. It doesn't mean that my kids couldn't be kidnapped, raped, and killed, or that I could experience a robbery or some form of violence. You know, like all those things exist. You know, I feel like when you look at the probability, it's probably more likely that like North Korea actually lands some kind of nuclear weapon in Tokyo than me getting robbed or attacked. Not necessarily factual on the stats there, but from my perception of safety, I'm more concerned about the geopolitical crap than the day-to-day walking down the street, which is great because in the US, I don't have that. If I go into Cincinnati City or into Chicago with 3 to 4 kids, there's a vulnerability that comes with that. And I'm aware of people and how I walk through different spaces. In Japan, I just walk. Also, I have the privilege that I'm like 6'3" and 300 pounds, so I'm a huge looking person. Like, someone would have to be incredibly drunk or on drugs to want to like mess with me. Even though like I'm a teddy bear, they would have to be very dumb from like surface appearances to do something, because most Japanese people are smaller. And then there's a lot of constraints on access to drugs anyway, so it's probably not going to happen. Like I'm not going to run into someone on meth trying to stab me to take $20 to go buy more meth. Like that's not a thing in Japan unless you go to like very specific spots. 33%. Let's rock some dishes. Let's take a shower. Let's go to work, all right? That's the plan. But Eliza, it's so nice connecting with you, getting to know you a little bit better. And, you know, as you share kind of personal details on where you live, to grow as our videos get more views over time, things like that. I will not be perfect at it, so if I ever forget stuff or we haven't connected for a couple months or whatever, like, you are totally welcome to like just drop in and say hey. 1 second. Yeah, give me 1 minute, I'll be right back. Oh no. 1 second. Alright. Sorry. Whew. I need to go for a run tomorrow. My hips are a little off. Alright, let's get cleaned up. I'm gonna do dishes even though I don't want to do dishes. Just to make some progress. And maybe for sanity, let's flip the loads real quick. I'm gonna kill TikTok. It's gonna help me focus. YouTube's getting the bonus stream. Our friend Eliza's still here. Turn this off. Boop. Pop this off. Go back over here. Drop another video because we're behind on TikTok, and then we'll head over to cleaning stuff. I have like a whole system I use to organize all of my data and things. Copy. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of content I gotta get out on TikTok. It's hard to keep up with everything. Let's see. It's not working. Sorry, I'm trying to find an obscure video of me doing a pull-up. Let me see. Let's see if that's the one. There's a chance that the video I'm trying to upload isn't downloaded. Yep, not that one. How to do a pull-up. What the heck? Alright. When in doubt, I gotta go back to my account, look at my videos, look at my shorts, and then figure out what we did last. Oh, is that what it is? Ah, I know what video it is. It's my sad Thanksgiving song video, in which I had Thanksgiving dinner alone. Figured it out. All right, let's go back to our main page so we can catch up with Chad and clean. There you go. Nice. Sorry, I know everybody loves watching me on my phone. That's like everyone's favorite thing, right? Yeah, this looks like it's almost uploaded. We put this away, put all the things away, and then we're gonna do some dishes.
Do, 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 do. He knows when you're away. He knows if you've been bad or good. Shoot, are we already in Christmas music spirit? This is terrible. I hate Christmas music. I only like the old school hymns. Like that whole Rudolph the Red-Nosed Neighbor. Red-Nosed Neighbor. Man, I really get myself sometimes, you know? Just think I'm so funny. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Neighbor. See, that sounds like there's some implications of some substance issues going on with that, Rudolph. Right? Which, y'all need to take better care of yourself. But the interaction between poverty, drug addiction, and crime, and race, some of those problems are bigger than I'll get to solve, at least in the near term. I have thought about in the future if I ever wanted to lean into those spaces. I don't really know what God has for me. Like, the thought of being a diplomat, really interesting to me. I've had one friend do it. A lot of the kids that I interact with, a lot of the kids at our school, their parents are diplomats, which sounds like such a privileged thing to say, because it is. Like, many of them, like one lady I just met, she's from, forgot, Rwanda, I think? No, Kenya, different country. She's from Kenya. She showed up in like full military garb the other day because were having some kind of like take your parents to school day or whatever to like show off what your parents do kind of thing, which is super sweet. But she showed up in full military garb. She's like a defense liaison to the Japanese government from Kenya, like a role that I didn't even know existed. She's got like a military driver that takes her kids to school. It's really quite incredible. Like the whole deal. I'm like, what? These people exist in real life and my kids go to school with them? How? It just feels very far removed from like how I grew up. And I grew up with privilege. Like I had a great school experience. Something's a little funky. We'll see if we find it. I'm over here like, did it do the washing it was supposed to do? I'm like, why are we smelling plastic over here? But stuff like that, you cross paths with certain people and you're like, it opens up your perspectives to what you could do with your life. Not in a bad way. Like life puts you on tracks. Here, we ready for like a deep engineering reflection at the end of a shoddy workout and breakfast as we do dishes and then get into the rest of our day. Like, life puts you on tracks, right? So like in high school, or even, I think it was in 6th grade, it might have been earlier than that, 4th grade. I don't know, we had some kind of test. And at that level, there wasn't even real math on it. All it had was like some logic questions, and then like some pattern questions, like could you see patterns between different kinds of shapes, you know, so from a square to a hexagon to an octagon, crap like that, right? So like as an adult, like yeah, I can see the patterns, duh, but as a 3rd or 4th grader, some adult somewhere decided that these tests were an indication. Here, we're gonna get into the semantics of what's wrong with education. Some adult deemed that these patterns and the recognition of them was an indication of educational potential. Right? And I don't know the name of the test. I just remember my experience as a kid. And apparently I did very well. And that put me on a different track where every Tuesday and Thursday I would get pulled out of my class for 2 to 3 hours to go to challenge class. And in challenge class, we would get to read extra books and we would have book homework. And I got to work through some tricky stuff like Roll of Thunder, Hear Me Roar, but I forgot the whole name of that song, that thing. And I read Artemis Fowl as like a 4th grader. And so yeah, maybe I had advanced reading skills, sure, right? But when you pull me out and put me on a track, well, now I see the education process from a different lane. Like I have different access to opportunities. So naturally, people that didn't get put on the challenge track in 4th grade don't have that same advantage. They don't have that same perspective because they're in a different lane, right? And the way that we track people, especially so early, if you don't have a parent who knows how to advocate, which also occurs, or knows how to engage, or doesn't have the extra resources to put you in Kumon, to give you some extra educational enrichment, to, you know, to push you towards the right ACT test prep coach. You know, if you don't have a parent in those spaces, or 2 parents in those spaces, and financial stability, and right, like all the and stack, then you're not gonna, you know, all over a decade of learning, it does set people legitimately back. Like it's a head start. It's a real thing. It doesn't mean you can't work to get to the same spot, or to get there a little bit later, catch up. But even me, like, I'm in circles with people right now based on my job and living internationally. You know, we talk about like diplomats and business owners. Well, there's one guy, love this guy, super cool, like did very well in real estate. Very humble, very kind guy, did incredibly well. He's got like a couple people running his whole company. He drives like 4 hours a day across the city in his little van, in his big van, carting all his kids to these schools and talking with them, and then back, because like the people in his office don't need him because of what he built. Like it runs, you know, it just runs and generates money for him and his family, so he can spend 4 hours a day taking his kids to this really good school that I just happened to get into because we advocated to live in this area, and it was the best international school near here, and J&J is covering it. Like now our children have been afforded a privilege or a track they don't understand. But what's interesting, like the me side of it, is being in circles with some of these folks. It's like opening up my perspectives and horizons of like, whoa, maybe I could legitimately make a jump towards some of this stuff if that's what God wants. Like, if that's what I'm actually supposed to be doing with my life, you know? Because for me, like, I try to live in submission to whatever God has for me. I'm not perfect at that. I don't know if anyone's ever perfect at it. But I give it my best go. And I don't know. So like when we talk about like, would you ever want to be a diplomat? Ever want to go into politics? Ever want to leave medical device innovation and R&D? I'm like, I don't know. It's really hard to leave because it's like engineers are my family now. You know, I've spent enough time around them. But I was like, but maybe I need to shake it up. Maybe I'm capable of shaking it up now that I've seen there are other paths in life. But I don't really know. It's very strange. So I'm starting to have more and more of an openness to the crazy beyond what I know today. But I don't know how I'll ever get there. Like the path's uncertain, but I still want to continue to see my work to completion in the things that I've been doing, and to be faithful to Johnson & Johnson and the opportunities they've provided me, because they are vast. But also like figure out, well, is there ever a liftoff for me in the future? And if there is, when and how and what's right? And I think about it more and more, especially as I think about how do I provide stability to my family in such an unstable world. You know, there's a lot of volatility in my sector right now, and many sectors really coming out of COVID. Many markets haven't recovered. You know, moving towards a global recession is not a great time to move. Like if you have a job that's paying you and you're moving towards a recession, at least my personal opinion, don't move. If somebody's paying you, in the words of our dear friend Alfred, endure, Master Wayne. keep your job, because you know what your job provides you? Some stability. But I don't think it hurts to be aware of what's going on outside and around. You know, like it is likely that through a global recession, Johnson & Johnson would survive. People will be impacted, layoffs happen, projects get started and stopped. Like, it gets messy, but it continues in most cases. Nothing's guaranteed, right? Our organization's restructured multiple times. Some things public, some things not so public. And that's just part of the process, honestly. Businesses are always changing and adapting and trying to survive and maintain whatever ethics or values they believe they bring to the world. But the longer I work within J&J, the more I realize the grass isn't green anywhere. No, it's a inconvenient truth. I think all these spaces do the best they can to advance meaningful innovation to help people and provide value to the investors, you know, generate profit. Many companies have realized if their workers are passionate and engaged and well taken care of and have benefits, and they are encouraged to use those benefits, that they're likely more loyal, more engaged workers. But the business doesn't give those things away for free because they're good. They're expecting a return on the investment. So, like, as I'm expecting my next child, it would be really silly for me to leave J&J because I get parental leave. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And they've invested so much to get me out here and to provide this opportunity. But it's also a good opportunity for me to have a healthy, respectable side hustle through content creation. Because if content creation actually monetizes and becomes worth my time, which could happen, then it provides access, it provides flexibility. Whereas we don't have any of that right now. We have faith. Faith is great. Love faith. It's served me very well. God's been good to us. But also, as you mature in faith, you can match faith with work and deed, blessing and opportunity. All these are good things from God. I'm trying to figure out where I need to be active and where I need to just wait. It's super complex. It's probably, honestly, the last year, last 3 years have been single-handedly the most challenging 3 years of my life to learn how to lead my family through so much relocation, political crap. Just so much crap you cannot imagine. And it is, I can't even say it's coming to a close. It's becoming more complex as the days go on. When you were told by some people, yeah, you can stay in Japan and take parental leave, and we've committed to keeping you here through next year. And then you meet with HR and they're like, yeah, we thought you should know that you might want to be looking for some other opportunities because it's time to come back to the States. And I'm like, well, wait, which is it? Why? What are the factors I don't understand? Because the decisions being made by a few don't just affect one person. They affect like an entire group of people, an organization, and my full family, and the friends we've made and connected with. Like, there's a lot going into this. So I'm hoping not someone, I love to use the analogy, like, I hope there's not one singular bean counter that's like, hey, you know what would be a good idea? We could save some money if we just bring him back. Which is true. Counting beans is important. It's a anointed job from God to have good, faithful stewardship of finances. But also, you gotta remember that the beans have a soul. Okay? At least some of the beans. You might need to count them differently based on what the beans have been through on your behalf. Did I go to Japan for me or for what the business asked me to do? Well, it's a mix of both, but now that I'm here and my family has experienced some level of stability, you best believe I'm going to try to stay here for a bit. Give my kids some stability. My daughter just started school. They're making real friends. Their routine is healthy. Heck, as adults, we're finally healthy. Finally have a fitness rhythm and routine. It took me 3.5 years of relocation and confusion and fear to find it. So, these are all the things. These are all the things that are tricky to navigate, but worthwhile to navigate. But this last 3 years have been the most fruitful and hardest of my life. And ain't that the truth? But growth doesn't come from easy, right? So there's areas where I could definitely be thankful for what's been provided to us. But also, Lord, I'm tired. Please don't make my family move. Those are my weak prayers right now. God, just help us stay. Please. Not even like, you know, God, what do you desire to do with us through Japan or any of those like real heart prayers. Just like, Lord, please. Please, no. No, like, if it's your will and there's something you have for us somewhere else, help us be open to that too. It's just like, Lord, no. Just status quo, please. Status quo is good enough. No other change necessary. It's so funny. Life is crazy, man. It goes by quick. My son's already 7. It's moving. I remember when he was a peanut. I was editing some of my TikTok greatest hits. I pulled a couple videos from my first year of TikTok that I really liked. Some with, you know, high views, some with no views, just like stuff that I liked making as a creator. And then I remastered some of them, so I'm putting all those out this week. It's just a way to kind of double my content this week and get people up to speed on what a family frenzy is that don't really know the full lore behind who we are and what we're doing. And dude, I asked my son the trolley problem. He was 4 years old. We went on a Chipotle date together. That was our favorite place in the US to go out to dinner together. Now it's a katsu curry place. He loves eating tonkatsu with curry rice. So kids adapt, right? But sitting across the table, I laid out some pinto beans. I laid out 4 beans and used a fork to simulate a train, laid out another 1 bean. And I was like, okay, Kai, here's the situation. You control the lever that can move the train. Right now the train is on a track. It's gonna hit these 4 people, which are pinto beans. If you move the track, it'll hit this 1 person. What are you gonna do? What's the right answer? Yeah, because that 1 person, they were just out there living their best life. They didn't do nothing wrong. They just were lucky enough not to be on the track with 4. And I presented to him, and immediately, without hesitation, which is the best part of the video, he's just like, oh, yeah. Pull the lever. And I'm like, well, why? You know? And he's like, oh, well, because 4 people will live, and that's better. And I was like, look at that. World's most challenging programming ethics question. My 4-year-old just knows how to navigate this, right? What the cost of one life is versus another. So I put that video out on TikTok. Probably got like 50 views or something because it was a long time ago. It's cool seeing my son, seeing him
how he's grown. And but then I found this clip from a show me and Felicia used to watch called The Good Life. Great show. Funny show. And they actually recreated the trolley problem. There's a character, Cheaty, who's like a master ethicist? Is that how you say it? He's a study of philosophy and ethics. And he was trying to explain like the complexity associated with deciding something like that. He was teaching it to like this demon named Michael. That's actually very charming in the show. It's funny. It makes sense if you watch it. Well, anyway, he's trying to explain this problem to this demon. And the demon's like, I think it's pretty simple. He snaps his fingers and brings him into like a simulation where they're actually on the trolley doing the trolley problem. And so I duet that first. This is like in the remaster. I duet that first. And then right after Cheaty completely fails at it, because he utterly fails in my opinion, I like cut in with my son's version of it. Which is just hilarious. It's like, whoa, this genius when it comes to ethics is paralyzed by this problem. And now look at my son. Isn't my son amazing? Just swooping in from left field with his pinto beans, moving the fork without hesitation, saving the 4 lives and taking the other. Like, just full understanding. It was hilarious. So it was like the first video was one of the best pieces of content I made, but the remaster was equally awesome. And that's what I appreciated, was like, it took it to another level by adding in the trolley problem. That's kind of one of the cool things I found with content is people change, your family changes, the situations you're navigating change over time. And, you know, at the same time, things are constant too. And it was really cool seeing how things can tweak or adjust. In my son, and everything